Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. And welcome to a Sunday stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend has been treating you well, and glad to see you guys coming to hang out with me again on a Sunday stream. Glad to have the work week over. Glad to be here with you guys, to be hanging out, and to get in to some more. Well, I'd say some more Valkyria Chronicles. We are getting pretty close to the end. We are getting pretty close to the end today. I don't know if we're gonna finish today. It will depend on how much I get sidetracked. It could be today. It could be next stream. But we are very, very close to the end. But I'm glad to see you guys. Hopefully, again, you've been having a good weekend. And of course, for those of you that do not know, it is May 4th. So if you're into that, if you celebrate, May the 4th be with you. I am not an adherent. I have not practiced in quite some time. However, I do respect those of you that continue to keep the faith. So, once again, glad to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming to join me on a Sunday. And let me just tell you, Chad, it has been a long-ass week. For those of you that don't know, that aren't on the Discord, I was kind of complaining about it last night as I was falling asleep. But all of this past week at work, I was basically running the entire show by myself because both of the other people that were supposed to be there to help me, they both, for whatever reason, just happened to take PTO the same week. And so neither of them was there. And, yeah, so I was basically running everything by myself. I've been with the company for about 4 weeks now. Well, I guess technically 6 weeks if you count the training that I went through. But yeah, at only a month on the job, I was basically running the whole show all by myself. And it's not really a one-person job. Like, it's more of a two-person job. So I was, let's just say, no matter what I do, I am not skipping leg day this week because, man, I put in those steps. Good Lord. So I earned my pay this week. But we'll see. I was so tired last night. Normally I try to stay up until about 1 or 2 o'clock, like my time. Nope, that did not happen last night. I just zonked out and I didn't even, listen, I didn't even lay down. Like, normally I go lay down and go to sleep at night, but I just, passed out on the couch and just, I woke up about 9 o'clock this morning and kind of felt like shit and my neck hurt and everything because I slept on the couch. But I got up, did some stretches, did some exercise, got a glass of water, and you know what? Suddenly I felt a whole lot better. So, never discount the power of hydration and a little bit of physical activity first thing in the morning. That'll get you right. It'll get you right first thing in the morning. But yeah, big week otherwise, not just for me, but for a lot of other things going on. Of course, I saw Wasteland was talking about it because he was very excited. For those of you that don't know, in the military sphere, on the DoD front here in the United States, the M10 Booker program, which was an upcoming artillery platform, was officially canceled this week. So rip to the M10. It looked like it was gonna be a very interesting system, and I think it would have been a good system for the U.S. to have in its arsenal. Oh, is that? No, you're right. It was the light tank, the small boy, I forgot. I was thinking of the other one. But yeah, the M10 looked like it was going to be an interesting system. Especially because we're talking about light tanks. That's not a thing anymore if you don't know your tank history. I mean, okay, listen, there are such things as light tanks. Well, of course they said it's not a light tank, but they're probably, I mean, I don't know exactly, but I would assume that they're not classifying it as a light tank by, the classical World War II definition of a light tank, but compared to like current modern main battle tanks, it was definitely a white tank. Which again, it's that would have been a really good system, especially with the way that warfare has changed in the last 20 years. How things are a little more urban focused. They're in more tight spaces and things like that. So, your typical MBT is not going to be as useful in those types of scenarios. And that's why you get, the RPG cages and all that stuff, because those vehicles aren't really made for that environment and they don't do very well in those environments. But of course, the US military is kind of notorious for throwing good ideas out the window, because new thing bad and scary and old thing good. So they just, hey, let's do the 500th upgrade package for the Bradley and the Abrams because that's more cost effective. So, that's how that goes. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, if there's one thing that the US military is really, really good at, it's coming up with really good ideas and then not following through with them. For any of you that are habitual line crosser fans, that's the entire joke behind the F-22 as a character, is that we developed this insanely advanced stealth fighter / air superiority interceptor and have literally never used it in combat. And so we have this great idea that we spent a whole bunch of money on, and then we just lock him in the damn hangar. And honestly, we will... I hate to say it, but I feel like they are going to mothball the F-22 before it ever sees actual combat. And I don't want to say that, but I feel like that's what's going to happen. It's going to be decommissioned before it even gets into actual air-to-air combat. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's not the case, because we got to let the kid eat. We got to let the kid get at least one intercept before, and I'm not talking about a weather balloon. I mean a real intercept. I'm not talking about a weather balloon. That doesn't count, Carl. But welcome to the stream, Carl. Good to see you. But anyway, aside from that, other news, chat, other news. So for those of you that don't know or have not been here for the last couple of streams, I just want to point out, again, the next game that's coming down the pipeline is going to be some Door Kickers 2 as a palate cleanser. And I have been working on a mod pack. So I did mention on the Discord that I had learned to extract some audio files from old video games. And I was doing that specifically for the Door Kickers mod. And for those of you that are curious about what that particular sound files might have been or what that game might have been, I will give you a hint that some of the files came from one of the games that I played soundtrack songs from in the preamble. So in the pre-stream, I played music from 3 different RTS games. I played music from Command & Conquer Generals. I played music from Dawn of War and Dawn of War Winter Assault. And I played music from StarCraft. So I'm not going to tell you which of those 3 games I pulled audio from, but I will say that I pulled audio from one of those 3 games in order to put into a sound pack for Door Kickers. And I actually just tested it yesterday before I went to work, and the sound pack does work. So you guys will get to see the fruits of that labor once we actually get started on that particular game. With that being said, other big news this week, in case you do not follow Tex and the Black Pants Legion, allow me to be the first person to tell you, and actually I'll use this command because I don't get enough opportunities to use it. But the Black Pants Legion actually now has an official website, theblackpantslegion.com, if you didn't know. They have their own brand spanking new website. It's very, very fancy. There's not a whole lot there right now, but I strongly recommend you go check it out. Give them some traffic, because the Black Pants Legion deserves your support. Mr. Tex deserves your support. So check them out over on the YouTubes if you have not already, and definitely check out their brand new website. They worked very, very hard on it. So we want I want to give them as much support as we possibly can to show them that that effort was not in vain. But thank you guys. Thank you for all the insane generosity and support, the gifted subs, the Bezos bucks, the resubscriptions. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. You do not have to do that. It is not an expectation. It is not a requirement to be a part of this community. But I appreciate you guys that choose to go that extra mile all the same. And while I am not worthy and I do not deserve that support, you know I'm going to do everything I can to try to earn it. And speaking of doing everything I can to earn it, chat, I got to do this now because this is the first time in a while that I can say that we got to the game in less than an hour. So here we go, chat. We're out of the office. We're out of the office and we're into the game, chat. Here we are. Look at that. Not even 45 minutes into the stream, and we are to the game. Tribal Typhoon says, I can't stay long. Inhaling cafe problems. Our water main broke, and no funds to hire a backhoe just to get down there and fix it. Well, shit, I'm sorry to hear that, Tribal Typhoon. That could be a huge potential issue, so I hope you're able to get it resolved. I mean, I wish there was something more that I could do personally, but it's never good. When the water main breaks, that's never good. But I would think that city services, I don't, and I don't know where you live, so I might be talking out my ass, but like, at least here where I'm at, if you have a water main break, as long as I wasn't the one, like, as long as you're not the one that did it, oh, you live on a farm. Yeah, that might be an issue, but I mean, if you're on a farm, then you're probably not in city limits. So yeah, that becomes an even bigger issue. But I do hope you get it resolved. Again, it's not good. It's definitely not good. So hopefully you get it taken care of. And then fuck, really Dark Maze with 100 Bezos bucks saying didn't suffer the badness and got this nice hooded cow. I mean, look, the robes were not there to encourage you to do more. I mean, there's a whole, there's a lot of baggage to unpack with the whole, cults wearing robes / uniforms thing. I'm not going to get into that whole discussion, but the robes it's not about the robes. It is not about the robes, okay? And I am just like, purple is expensive as a color. It's hard to just... I'm just gonna stop. I'm good, because the more that I try to fight it, the worse I'm gonna make it. So I'm just gonna stop. We're moving on. Moving on, Chad. Let's get to the game. Well, I mean, it's showing the game for you. For whatever reason, it's not showing it for me. I don't really know why. There we go. Okay. For whatever reason, the game decided to go over to my first monitor, which I am not currently using. But there we go. First things first, chat. We got our introduction to kind of what we're going to be doing in this mission. So for those of you that were not here, let's see. Black Hydra says, you also missed my 1 sub. Did I? Oh no, I did. You're right. Black Hydra gifted a sub to Macgio? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that name. I'm just going to say Mac. So Black Hydra, thank you for gifting a sub to Mac. And Mac, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler. And we have 10 tons of it, so help yourself. Because you don't get to drink anything else until the Ecto Cooler is gone. And that applies to all members of the club. I'm sorry, the cult. I was calling it a club to somebody else earlier this week, and I got the word stuck in my head, but it's definitely not a cult. Definitely not a cult. I mean, we say it's a cult for tax purposes, but anyway. Black Hydra, listen, I know he's probably not here because you fucking donkeys have to gift subs all the time to everybody. Half the people that you sub aren't even in this chat. I know he's probably not here, but I still say it for the people that are here, and I say it in case whoever this person is, Mr. Macgio, decides that he wants to come back and figure out what goofball-ass community he got gifted a sub to and watch the VOD. I don't want him to feel left out just because he wasn't here at the time. Come on, man. 9 tons in individual packets. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyway, chat, for those of you that might not have been here towards the end of the last stream, on the previous chapter, I had a little bit of trouble diverting the Marmota in a valley. I kept making stupid mistakes, and so we had to keep restarting. So it was a little bit rough, but we got it done. Today, we are back on the Vassal Bridge, this time to face off against our mans, the Tank Man. And we're gonna have another showdown with him. This will be our second showdown with him in this game. And at least in this game, it will be the final showdown with him. But before we do any of that, we gotta get to the headquarters. Because we have experience and we have shekels to spend. So, let's get to the headquarters, get that taken care of, and then we will get the mission underway. Oh no, Kirk, I generally don't do that at the end of the stream. I don't make you guys sit through the headquarters stuff at the end of the stream. I'll usually do it at the beginning. But let's see, we've got 92,000 experience. So let's go see the old man and see if he's got any more orders for us. I think he might be out. We might have gotten all the orders from him that we're gonna get.
Hello again, son. I'm sorry, but I can think of no orders to teach you.
Yeah,
My memory is failing me with age.
He's pretty much done. Unfortunately, old Raiden is pretty much done giving us orders.
I hope...
But I always like to check, just in case. Just in case. Next, we'll head over to talk to the reporter. We'll have to see if she's got any new side stories. I don't think she does, but I'm still gonna check.
So...
Nope, no more side stories. That's okay, though. We're getting pretty close to the end of the game, so I'm not surprised that there's no more of that stuff available. Next up, we hit the training field, make sure that we get everybody trained up, because we got some folks that are falling behind, some classes that are falling behind.
Welcome to your worst nightmare,
specifically, the Lancers are the ones that are flagging the most. So I'm gonna go with the Lancers and the Scouts, at least initially. And then we'll see where we're at, levels-wise.
Good work. Looks like that.
So we've got just enough to either upgrade the Scouts again, the Lancers, or we could just double down and go with more Engineers. Chat, what do you think? Wasteland says Lancers. We could do a poll. As a matter of fact, we could let this be an opportunity for Erst to flex his green sword muscles and see if he can do the poll. If he's feeling up to it. How the fuck do I start a poll? Okay, maybe he's not ready for that. Yeah? You would probably have to log into the Twitch dashboard, Erst. Only gives you a prediction. That's weird, because it should give you the poll. Nah, that's okay. I'll take care of it. Let me see. Get in here. Let's do a poll. And then new poll. Let's see, we're going to upgrade which class? And we're going to do Lancer, Scout, or Engineer. Alright, there you go, chat. The poll is up. You've got 2 minutes to decide. As always, democracy only works if you engage with it, so get in there. Get in there, put in your votes. I'm gonna back out of the training field for now and give you guys time to vote. And in the meantime, we'll head over to the R&D facility and spend some of these shekels, assuming that there's even any upgrades to spend shekels on.
I'm stoked you're...
The poll is up, start dancing. Vio, not that kind of poll, buddy. Not that... Listen, if you want to dance, that's fine. And if you want to pole dance, that's also fine. It's just, I know you've seen some of the TikToks and other fail videos of the ladies and some guys that hop on that pole in the middle of their living room. Let's just say it doesn't end well. So I'm actively discouraging that. I'm also, for safety reasons, actively discouraging that you try to use any poles or piping that are available in the ship as a pole to dance on. Because again, that could be a safety concern for everybody in the vicinity. To just, resist the urge. Those pipes could be hot. I'm just saying. Those are not parts of your body that you want to burn. Speaking from experience. It's not a good time. So just, for safety. Anyway, let's have a look at the weapons here. Because we're very, very close to the end of the game. Now, chat, listen. I've had some people telling me to go with the firepower boost in the end game. And I don't know if we should do it. Because, so if you don't know, the firepower boost does a little bit of extra damage, but then as you get further down the tree, it actually fires more shots. Alright, chat says we're upgrading the Lancer. No, see, this is how democracy is supposed to work, you fucking donkeys. When you're not out here trying to intentionally skew the results to tie it up. Because, see, that's, like, in a real democracy, you can't see what other people vote for, so assholes like you can't intentionally tie up the vote. So, don't get it wrong. I think that's a failing of Twitch. I wish that the polls would be blind, that it wouldn't show you how many people had voted for a thing so that you couldn't do that. Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, Erst. Like, to Black Hydra's point, we have almost 400,000 shekels, and I don't actually have that much stuff to spend it on. So I'm willing to give it a try, just to see.
Here you go.
We're almost to the bottom of the extended mag tree on the machine guns. I mean, we have enough money that we can actually play around a little bit. So let me see. We'll go with the accuracy boost for the sniper rifle because accuracy is always best for snipers. Let's see. We got the firepower boost for the flamethrowers. That's always good. Maybe we'll actually be able to kill some people with flamethrowers for a change. Do we have our last upgrade? Nope, not for the uniforms. I guess that'll be on the last mission. So we could go with the firepower boost for the rifles, but let's check the tanks first. Let's check the tanks first. Imagine calling Erst of all people badgeless. I agree. I feel as if Erst is taking that as a grave insult. You have just attempted to emasculate this man by having the gall, the sheer temerity to call this man badgeless. Listen, Erst, I don't know if you're offended, but I am offended for you, okay? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, we're not. No punishment. We're not punishing anybody. Anyway, let's see if we get... Oh, we got some firepower upgrades. We got some firepower upgrades. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them. I would rather some accuracy upgrades, personally, but firepower upgrades are also good. Let's see what else we've got going on here. More upgrades that we're not really gonna use. Whoops. Let's check the attack support. We still don't have the final sight upgrade, which is kind of disappointing. Let's check out the Shamrot. Maybe we finally have a turret upgrade for the flamethrower. No, nothing there yet. Man, look at... Chat, listen. Listen. The flamethrower is gonna make the last mission so much harder, you guys. I really want to change back to the standard turret. So for those of you that don't know, if you've never played through the game before, or if you've never made it to the final mission, I'm telling you, the flamethrower turret is going to make the final mission so much harder. I'm willing to keep the flamethrower turret for this battle because we're not doing the final battle. Ernst still wants the Gatling turret. So, I think I'm gonna upgrade the regular turret for the final mission. But because you guys voted for the flamethrower, I'm gonna stick with the flamethrower for now. But for the final mission, I feel like we have to upgrade because, listen, the final mission can take a long time regardless. It's gonna take even longer if I've only got one tank cannon. So, for all of our sanity, I'm making the executive decision there. So, but for right now, we'll keep the flamethrower. For now, we'll keep the flamethrower. Or... Chad, do we want to do the Gatling turret for one mission? Ernst wants the Gatling turret. I'm not trying to play favorites, but you guys haven't gotten to see the Gatling turret yet. Do you want to see the Gatling turret? Since I think we got 2 more missions left before the end of the game. But that's okay, Ernst. You've got some time. The great thing about just being a mod instead of being a streamer is you've got time to figure it out without having to put the stream on pause. Do I even have money for it? Of course. It only costs 8 grand and I've got 230 grand. I've got plenty of money for it. That's why I'm asking. Like, we're in the end game now, so we actually have a little bit of money to spend on stupid stuff. I'll tell you what, we're gonna do the Gatling turret on this mission, just so you guys can see it. And in that way, you can see all 3 turret types. In case you decide to play the game yourself, you'll have some more intel. Let's see, what other upgrades do we have? Not much, not much. We do finally have a sight upgrade, and with a machine gun turret, that might actually be a useful upgrade. So I'm gonna buy it. Let's see. We did get the firing calculator as well, but it's already equipped. Let me see. Hold on. We might be able to do something here. We might be able to do something here, chat. Give me a second. If I grab the drive system... We're doing some inventory Tetris here. Because I want to give him the accuracy upgrade. The leaf spring is only tread defense. But we don't really have any other thing to put in that square. Do I have another 1x1 upgrade? I don't think we do. Yeah, we don't have another 1x1 upgrade. That's kind of ass. That's kind of ass. That's okay, though. That's okay. We need to outfit tanks, go to the Shamrock, change parts, and then I'm going to get rid of the reinforced leaf, because we don't really need... Or I'm sorry, the leaf spring. Because tread defense is nice, but we don't really need it, to be honest. Like, accuracy is going to be way more important, especially for a machine gun turret. So there we go. With that, we have 200,000 more shekels that we can spend. Did we? I can't remember. Okay, we did not have an upgrade for the lance. So I'm gonna do some goofy stuff, Chad.
All set for you.
You might be right, Kurt. I might actually have to equip it.
Here.
So I'm gonna show you guys the mortar. Although these upgrades are getting a little expensive all of a sudden. Alright, so that's the end of the mortar tree that we can get to. I'm gonna try to do the firepower tree on the rifles as well. I don't know if we'll get all the way down the tree, though. I'm curious when we're gonna get the extra shots. Okay, so here we go. At level 7, we finally start getting 7 shots instead of 5. We might make it. No. Chat, we don't have enough money. We don't have enough money! Yeah, that we're firing so many bullets. The guns are water cooled now. What does the third line get? This is an added effect, which in this case for the rifles is defense down. I'm not a huge fan of the added effect rifles because you don't have... So the added effect weapons are really good as an enemy caveat, because the enemy is always going to have more people than you. When you're playing the game as a smaller unit, the added effect weapons seem like a good idea, except they're really not, because you've got a very limited amount of soldiers on the field at any given time. So, like, I don't hate the added effect weapons, I just don't see a lot of utility in them for the player. They definitely add an element of intrigue. They add some complication to missions. The problem is, in order to use these weapons effectively, you would have to select specific soldiers in your unit. And then you would have to bring at least one of those people. Like, that would be the thing, is you would have one person with the debuff rifle, and then the rest of your people with regular weapons, so that the debuff is actually useful. Because the debuff weapons do significantly less damage than the accuracy rifle or the firepower rifle. So you can see here, versus personnel, it's only doing 20 damage. Now, obviously 6 damage doesn't seem like a big deal, but this is also very early in the tree. As an example, when you get down here, you're looking at 38 damage, 31 damage. So if you extrapolate that out, you could always, like, I mean, again, you're probably going to be doing, like, 10 damage less per shot on the debuff weapons at this stage of the tree. Like, this far down the tree, you're going to be doing significantly less damage per shot. And to VN's point, debuffs in games always carry the question of, why not just kill them instead? And that's kind of, you know, for... You guys know me. Yeah. We've played Battletech, we've played XCOM. The best defense is a good offense. You don't need to defend yourself if the enemy is dead. So, you know, it's that mentality. Yeah, and we've got 2 extra shots. So this is the rifle that we currently have with the firepower boost. This is the rifle that we have with the accuracy boost. So we get 7 shots at 36 damage and 380 range. We get 5 shots at 31 damage for 400 range. So the accuracy has a little bit more range, a little bit less damage, and 2 less shots. So our DPS is significantly higher with the firepower boost, but the accuracy is lower and the range is a little bit lower. Considering we're going to be fighting in an urban environment, I feel like the firepower boost might be a little more fun to try out just this time around. Again, we're very close to the end of the game, so I think now is a good time to kind of experiment with different stuff. So let's, first of all, go to the tanks. I didn't forget. Let's make sure that we equip the Gatling turret, so you guys can see what the Gatling turret looks like. Potential firepower is probably worth it. I hope so. What it's going to come down to is whether or not we actually hit the shots. That's what it's going to come down to. If the accuracy penalty is significant enough, it might not make a difference because we're going to be missing more shots. But that's why I want to try it now, before the stakes are super high, before we get to like the very last battle. So there we go. We did that. Now we need to go to the barracks and make sure that we equip our people with the correct rifles. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's hit the audience hall because, as usual, the princess is handing out awards like candy.
Lieutenant Welkin Gunther, step forward. In honor of your manifold accomplishments, you are hereby awarded this honor.
Highness, it's an honor.
Furthermore,
let's get some fancy guns, Jed. Well, we'll have to see if the fancy guns are better than the guns that we just got. What happened to the backstabber that's doing the backstabbery stuff again? We're gonna find out. This is just like an aside thing. It's an award ceremony. So don't worry. We're gonna find out what's going on. Wolf Warrior says, can you grind for money? Technically, yes. We could do a skirmish to get a little bit more money for the upgrade. Let's go to the squad barracks. And let's see. So we get our brand new guns, the 10R. The range is significantly shorter. Oh, are we... Okay, we're already on the accuracy version of the weapon. So the 10SR actually does more damage per shot than the firepower version that we have available. And also it's more accurate. It has much less range. But it does more damage and it's more accurate. I mean, I feel like this is the perfect rifle for Alicia. Because she already has super high accuracy anyway. So giving her an A-aim weapon is gonna be... I mean, she's gonna be a surgeon with that rifle. And Kiwi coming into the chat on a Sunday. Good to see you again, Kiwi. Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you. And hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. If not, hopefully it'll be a little better now that you're here. 88% of the range of the S12. Yeah, it is definitely shorter range, because I think the S12 has, 400 range. I'm okay with it, though, to be honest. I'm okay with it. Let's do it. And then for the rest of our scouts, I tell you what, chat. We could do the accuracy on the scouts. And then maybe the firepower on the engineers? Maybe not? Nah, we're just gonna go all firepower. All firepower, chat. So we want the the A11. We'll equip all units in this class, and then I'll have to go back and put the special gun on Alicia. There we go. And then let's see, we're going to... we've already got the... Right? Yeah, we got the T-Mag 12, so everybody's already using that. But look at that upgrade, though, chat. Look at that. More range, better aim, more damage across the board for Rosie. The only downside is we're going to be firing less shots. I feel like it's not quite the MG34, but it kind of makes her into that. I say, don't forget to upgrade the lances. Oh, don't worry, Wolf Warrior. We will. We will. Erst says it's not worth it. I mean, listen, I do love the way the T-Mag sounds. Like, if you guys have not seen the T-Mag yet, it sounds like a proper machine gun. Also, it kind of looks cooler, in my opinion. I get Fallout Assault Rifle vibes from the normal mags. More damaging headshots. This is true. This is true. However, more DACA. That's my counterpoint. More DACA. I think we'll go with the T-Mag. Again, I like the sound and the look of the T-Mag, so let's go with that. Let me see. I'm gonna put on Largo. I feel like I want to give Largo one of the fancy new lances. It's less damage, but more range and better aim. I want to keep Largo as our anti-tank guy because his entire, like, all of his potentials and his skills are based around anti-tank stuff. So I'm going to give him one of the special lances, but I'm going to use the mortars on the other lancers, and so I'll show you what the mortars actually do. And then let's make sure that we get the fire-powered guns on our engineers. And last but not least, my girl Marina. The GSR 20R, just straight upgrade in every way over the normal rifle. As long as he activates his veggie powers, it should be really solid. Yeah, absolutely. I'm also going to check the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the command room I needed to go to. I want to see if we've got any new people. Because there's a couple more characters, but I don't remember if you get them in a new game plus, or if they just come in late in the campaign.
Here to find.
Okay, they gotta be new game plus. There's at least 2 characters that I'm thinking of that you get after. You forgot to upgrade the lancers. Did I? I thought I gave them the weapon automatically.
Come back anytime.
Because Largo had the
Lieutenant.
Largo had the mortar, and I had to put the anti-tank lance on him. But I'll go double check just to make sure. Oh, training. You're right. You're right. I did forget that. You are correct.
Train.
There we go.
Fight the.
There we go. Now the Lancers are up to 14. They're not lagging quite as far behind.
Good work, Maggot.
Mr. Shamrock getting its Gatling? No, not yet. We haven't upgraded. We haven't installed. We're about to go into the mission. As a matter of fact, right now. We just had to get all the headquarters stuff taken care of. So now that that's done, it's time to get stuck in. And somebody suggested potentially doing a skirmish. That was Wolf Warrior asking if we could grind for money. So, Erst, have you figured out polls yet or no? Because if not, I'm gonna do a poll and see if chat wants to do just one skirmish map so we can grind some money. If not, we'll go ahead and just continue with the story. Can't find it, only predictions. Alright, that's no big deal, no big deal. And let me see. There we go. And there you go, chat. The new poll is up. If you don't see it, refresh your stream. And you should see it at the top of the chat box. It's up to you guys. If you want to just continue in the story, we can. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and do one skirmish just to get a little more money so that we can do the next firepower upgrade for the rifles. And then we'll be at the best upgrade level that we can be for all of our weapons. And Troubleshooter says, PSA, I am no longer a stinky boy. Well, I disagree, but you are less stinky than you were before. So that counts for something. I mean, I gave you guys 2 minutes, but you're overwhelmingly in favor of yes. Oh, don't get me wrong, Troubleshooter. I never said that I wasn't stinky. I, too, am stinky. So don't worry about that. I mean, I use deodorant, though, and I bathe. But that doesn't mean I'm not stinky. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call it, and we'll do a skirmish. Erst says, I now know how to start a poll. Congratulations, Erst. You got it figured out. Chat, let's get some applause for Erst. He figured out polls. But in the meantime, I will show you how skirmishes work. And specifically, I want to do this one, chat. They won't let us. I was gonna do the EX hard and get the anti-tank rifle so I could show you why the anti-tank rifle is busted. But you can't do the EX skirmish, the hard mode skirmishes until you get to New Game Plus. So, yeah. Alright, then let's see. I think... I mean, we could do Brule. Do Brule one more time? Because that's a relatively straightforward map. It'll be a good opportunity for us to show off the new weaponry. And this is going to be pretty much exactly like it was. Well, okay, the map is going to be the same as it was in the story mission, but the enemy placement will be different. But as always, the objective is to occupy the enemy camp. So, let's see. Obviously, we're going to bring the main trio, like we always do. I'm gonna put in Jan, because Jan has a mortar. Let's put in Marina, so that we can have some exciting adventures with our new sniper rifle. Let's see, we can go with Dallas. Actually, you know what? If we're gonna go with Dallas, I'm gonna put her over here. Keep her close to the vehicles. And then... who else? I think, because we haven't done this combo in a while, we do Ica and Vice. It's probably not the best team comp in the world, but I'm trying to give some people some screen time that we haven't been putting on the field all that much.
All right.
So we'll show off some of the fancy new weapons.
Let's drive these Imperials back out of Gallia! Squad 7, move out!
Also, I feel like this is probably one of only a handful of times that I have brought 2 Lancers into a mission. I very rarely bring more than 1 Lancer, and I usually only bring Largo because he gives me more command points. Null Vortex says, how many missions did I miss? So far, you haven't missed any. I mean, you probably know by now, I like to run my mouth at the beginning of the stream. So we got through the preamble pretty early. We actually got to the game in 45 minutes. But then we've spent the rest of the time in the headquarters just getting everything upgraded. I did some polls to see what chat wanted to do. But this is actually our first mission of the day.
Entering combat.
And we're doing a skirmish to make a little bit of money. Oh man. Edelweiss is a fast boy
time
now.
Your shots carefully.
Edelweiss is a fast boy now.
It's a miss. Fall back now.
Alright, let's see. How do I want to do this?
Squad leaders, report your status.
I mean, I think I know the answer. And the answer is... Suck mortar, nerd. Yeah, it's always fun to go back when you're stronger. And we are significantly stronger on this mission than we were the first time we ran it. I'm gonna run this pretty much the same way that we did originally, though. And I'm gonna run the Shamrock up the right side to help clear those folks out. But yeah, if you were curious, here's your Gatling turret, a quad machine gun, 2 of which are water cooled. There's your DACA cannon, Chad.
Enemy sighted.
Which, understandably, when you get reaction fire with this tank, with this particular turret, it is devastating.
Please focus on making careful decisions.
Get run over, nerd. Alright, let's see. Who do we want a machine gun? Who is getting the DACA, chat? I feel like this sniper needs to get the DACA. Actually, chat. We could shoot at this sniper. You're firing 30 shots. We only have to hit with 6.
Fly.
It's like an anti-aircraft gun.
Target silent.
It doesn't sound very impressive, but DPS-wise, this turret absolutely shreds infantry.
Complete the objective ASAP.
Alright, next up, let's grab Jan,
Sure.
so I can show you guys how the mortar works. I mean, it works like you're imagining, it's just a smaller version of the mortar.
Ooh, here's one.
And just like the tank mortar, it does have an arc of fire, so there's some concern there. I think I'm gonna have to stand up. Oh, butt cheeks. Alright. Well, sadly, he's not able to get close enough. I'm gonna fire over here anyway, and maybe we'll get lucky. I don't think we will, though.
Yeah.
Did we get him?
I can go another round.
We did not. We did not, in fact, hit the
Don't let a
trooper.
chance slip past you.
I was hoping that we would get him with the blast, but we didn't. And this is my criticism of the mortars in the first game, is it's a really cool idea. I like the idea of giving the Lancers something to do besides just anti-tank. The only problem is it wasn't very well implemented in this game. In Valkyria Chronicles 4, with the dedicated mortar troops, I think that, like, that was kind of, like I said before, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is kind of a crystallization of all the ideas that they had throughout the franchise, and Valkyria Chronicles 4 absolutely nails the idea of the mortar troops. You can see what they were trying to do here. but 4 does it much, much better. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I wanted you guys to see what the mortars are like. Let's see. Marina is up next. I mean, she's accurate enough at this point. I could probably just keep her in the back, to be honest.
Easier alone.
What's your situation?
Let me see. I mean, look at this circle, chat. Look at the circle. I can literally guaranteed headshot the dude that's on the tower on the opposite side of the map. This is why Marina is the best sniper. Because no other sniper in the game can do this.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Who are these guys?
Like, the game didn't even know what to do with her in terms of, like, where do we point the camera?
Push the...
Alright, let me see. Who else are we moving? We got 4 more command points.
No problem, boss.
Let's move up the power couple. Okay, that hurt a little more than I thought it was going to.
It's over.
As you can clearly hear, the firepower rifle definitely sounds better. We're gonna take some fire.
Watch out for those throwing fire.
And I did it again. Son of a bitch.
So,
I did the exact same thing when we played this mission the first time. And I feel like I did it with Ica too. I am so bad at this game, Chad.
I'll take care of it.
I am so bad at this game.
complete the objective ASAP.
Alright, we can't hit the sniper that's far away, but I can hit the sniper that's right here. I'm just gonna go for center of mass. He's got 30 shots.
Dance, punk! Yeehaw!
Man down. Everybody be careful.
I am the worst. I am the worst Valkyria Chronicles player of all time. Officially. Like 100% official, I am the worst.
My turn, okay? Come on, pull it together.
Permission to advance granted. Please advance with caution.
Think you can stop me?
I don't think she's gonna make it to the grass,
Medic!
though. That is the unfortunate part. I don't think she's gonna make it to the grass. Let's see. Yeah, we're not gonna make it to the grass, so I'm not gonna round the corner. And then for our last command point, I think I'll move up Dallas so she can stay with the tanks.
Right away.
And she also has the firepower rifle, so let's see what we can do with that.
Watch your back out there.
First of all, I need to get rid of that.
I wish you good luck.
Second of all, this donkey is not actually crouched behind the sandbags. And as we have already previously discussed, Dallas is a killing machine. As you can clearly see. Girl is not fucking around.
Okay.
You're doing well. Just keep it up.
Girl is not fucking around. Shoot the grenade that's sticking around the corner. I mean, if the game was that realistic, I would be pulling a lot more shenanigans than I do. Again, I have tried to actively avoid cheese in this game so far. But if you could do stuff like that, you better believe that's what I would have been doing the whole game.
Minor damage taken.
Man, it's spammeroni in this piece. Spammeroni. That's okay. I knew that was coming.